Welcome. Let's solve Leetcode 1790. Check if one string swap can make strings equal. All right, let's make this thing bigger so we can read it. You're given two strings S1 and S2 of equal length. A string swap is an operation where you choose two indices in a string not necessarily different and swap the characters at these indices. Return true if it is possible to make both strings equal by performing at most one string swap on exactly one of the strings. Otherwise, return false. Okay, let's go over this example here. So they give us S1 is bank and S2 is KA and B. And in this case, we can swap the first character B with the K and the last character. Well, we can swap the first character with the last character of S2 to make bank. Okay, and here there's too many letters that are different, for example, 2. Hence, the expected return value is false. And in this case, the expected return value is true because remember they ask us to return true if it is possible to make both strings equal by performing at most one string swap on exactly one of the strings. So remember, a string swap is when you choose two indices and you swap the characters. So it's a little bit misleading. So even though it says one string swap, that includes two indices. Okay, so again, like for example, one, they changed this B with this K, and then they changed this K with this B. Okay, so let's go over our approach. So what we'll do is we'll keep track of where there's a first character mismatch, and then we'll also record where there's a second character mismatch. And if we swap them and they're equal, then we'll return true. Okay, so let's do that. So let's initialize so these will be our indices where we quote unquote have a mismatch, and then we'll loop through the length of the string. Now it doesn't matter which string we choose because strings are of equal length. And now let's check if the strings are equal. Sorry, if the character for both strings at index I is equal. Well, let's check if they're not equal, in fact. So if they're not equal, let's first check if first has been set already. So if it's unset, we set it. Otherwise, we check if our second is unset. If it is, we unset it. Sorry, we set it. If we get to this point, that means there are more than two characters that are different. So in that case, we can immediately return false. Okay, and lastly, we check now if swapping them produces a equal result. So we can say we can say this here, and let's test it. Okay, looks good. Let's submit it. Okay, looks amazing. Okay, let's try it in C++ now. And we'll use the same approach. Okay, let's begin. So again, I think it's good to know to be bilingual in programming languages, or basically all languages. So let's initialize our first. And then we'll use a for loop here and get the length of one of the strings. It doesn't matter which one. And then we add the same if-else statements. I wonder, well, we don't necessarily need parentheses, but I'll leave them there. Okay, and now, so we have to modify our approach a little bit because we're using C++. So first of all, let's just check immediately if the strings are equal. The strings are equal. If they are, we can return true. So if they're equal, we don't need to do any of this. We can just immediately return. Otherwise, so in this case, we need to check if there's only one difference and the second is never set, we need to check for that. So let's say okay. Otherwise, we know there are two differences at this point, and we can check if swapping them makes them equal, makes the original strings equal. So return so let's test it. Okay, what went wrong here? Blank. Did I? S1 first. Interesting. Okay, let's see where this went wrong. So this is good. If first equals -1, okay. This is good. If second, okay, this is good. S1 first. Well, let's do something here. Let's print out the values. Okay, let's do that, and then let's test it. Okay, let's see where we at. Okay, so interesting. So we never made it to that point. So that means we're here. So first equals I. Sorry, -1. So let's see. Let's print. Sorry. And then let's print maybe, I'll do this here. Let's see that. Okay, let's test it. So I'm thinking it ended early. So index is 2, first is 0, second is 1. Oh, I see. Oh, this is horrible. Yeah, I apologize. We want to check if the letters are not the same. So we want to check if S1 I is not equal to S2 by. Yeah, that totally blew my mind. But in that case, if that's true, they're not equal, then we check if first is -1. Okay, I totally lost my place. All right, cool. Let's see. I think this is better. Okay. Okay. I think this is better now. Okay. Let's try that. That should work. Yeah, I apologize. I just totally overlooked what I was doing. And here, I think I need this here. All right. Oh, what? Oh, how did I forget that? All right. Okay, my apologies. I I don't know what happened there. Please forgive me. In any case, we got there. So if you found this video helpful or educational, and you forgive me for my oversight, then please consider liking or subscribing. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Cheers.